Another beautiful day here at the newspaper stand, 7 Vendor, where we give you headlines, review some of the headlines of what we have here. Let's start with Daily Trust this morning. If you look at here at the top board headline here, it's saying Atchison business owners accuse NLC TUC of selling out. Yes, reactions have followed the agreement a few days ago, probably yesterday. We saw the meeting with the representative of the federal government with TUC and NLC leaders, and then many people have said that the copy of the agreement that came together with the federal government is not intangible enough as regards to the initial protest of the fuel subsidy removal. But that is what it is. CSO and NOX Union want other Nigerians covered. So why we suspended strike labor? Then fear of business loss looms. That's going to MAM. Then civil society leaders, activists go ahead with mass protests. That is what we have there. Then here we have Presidential Tribunal adjourns over INEC failure to supply PDP materials. Then Revs declare Nigerian air launch fraud once officials involved are prosecuted. Okay, let's come over to the Punch this morning. Here the Punch is saying subsidy reps demand NNPCL audit over unaccounted 12 trillion asset. Wow. Then some NNPLC subsidiaries bought crude oil without evidence of payment. That's what lawmakers are saying. Then legislators OPS back refineries privatization. Uber boat drivers begin nationwide strike. Of course, many boat drivers are saying that the fuel subsidy that has affected most people have not been put into consideration. The boat doesn't consider them instead the amount. Someone told me that they added just 100 naira. And what is 100 naira to, almost a double of what you used to buy in the PMS before. If you're buying for at 190 something naira, now it's about 530 naira. That's almost double, even triple of that. And then both adding just 100 naira on top. For them is something that demands for them to go on that strike. Okay, let's look at here. Anti-graft and anti-inauguration law fines 20 million naira face MBA prop. Okay, then journalism icon as Daily Times editor and Nahoro for UK burial today. Our own veteran journalist Nahoro is late, and of course his burial will be taking place in the UK today. You can find that on page 29 of the Punch paper this morning. Vanguard, why we seek shelf plans, nationwide strike, NLC TUC. That is what NLC TUC are saying. NLC's sides mood, stability of nation after general election. I think that is the excuse they are bringing up here, that they want the stability of the nations after the general election. Then Atiku accuses INEC of blocking access to documents despite paying 6 million. Okay, Nigerian unveiling gimmicks, Senate. Nigerian unveiling gimmicks. Unveiling a gimmick, that's what the Senate is saying this morning. And then here, Senate approved Tinubu request to appoint 20 special advisors. All right, then Peter Obi court admits what result from Lagos, Kogi, Sokoto, 14 other states. Then Daily Trust as editor Peter Pan Enoharo for burial in the UK today. You can see that on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. Tribune is saying it's a refs to FG hold further action on Nigerian air. That is what the House of Rep is passing to the federal government of Nigeria. Then also, if you look here, it said, I will appeal dismissal of suit on Atiku over SPV saga, says Kiamo. Remember earlier, the court has filed Festus Kiamo of 10 million naira for giving the court an injunction of 72 hours to go to make some findings on Atiku Gate, using the video that was said before the election by Achimugu of some fraudulent act that was involved by Atiku Abubakar. All right, that is there. Let's come then down here. Is saying continuation of reps to federal government to halt further action on Nigerian air. It says transaction surely shrouded in secrecy, falls short of due process. Okay, demand prosecution of all involved in the Nigerian air takeoff. Then aircraft bearing Nigerian air logo chartered from Ethiopian Air. Wow, so many dramas every day in Nigeria. I mean, this of course this seems to be, it's a sad one actually, that a lot of shenanigans will be played, of course, even when we find ourselves in this state of economy. Some analysts have called it a nosedive in the Nigerian economy, and then we are still seeing I mean, this is a heavy allegation here that, of course, you saw when they said the Nigerian airline have started, but somebody is accusing here that the aircraft bearing Nigerian air logo is chartered from Ethiopia. It's a lot of drama, and not a funny one here actually, not a funny drama at all. Reps to hold a validatory session today. Then government kill UI professor. You can find that on page 27 of the Tribune paper. It's a very sad one for a nation like this. All right, two speakers emerged in Nasarawa House of Assembly. 38 years old emerging speaker in Ogun State, then State Inauguration Assembly. Let's quickly give you what the guardian is saying. If you look at here on the topmost guidance paper, unreliable grid, alternative energy spike borrowing cost by 50%. You can see that on page 6 of the paper. Down here, CSO knocks NLC for suspending strike. E-hurling drivers down to shut down apps. That's, I think, it has to do with the boat and the Uber. Then reps term Nigeria air launch fraud, urged Tinubu to probe the project. All right, Daily Times, of course, we saw that earlier in the paper. Then this day also is almost carrying some of the things we read earlier to you. On the front of the NLC, why we suspending planned nationwide strike over subsidy. Of course, you've seen CSO not agreeing with the Nigerian Labour Congress on that decision that they made earlier. Leadership is saying Tinubu will mitigate hardship, Labour assures Nigerians. I think this is coming after the outcome of the meeting that the TUC and the Labour Congress had, and then this is the information they are passing to Nigerians, that we suspended our strike probably because after the meeting with President Tinubu, we find out that he's going to mitigate the hardship that is besetting the country. All right, explains suspension of planned strike, decries abuse of ex parte motion by court. All right, as AP slams NLC TUC with 1.7 billion sued over flight disruption. Of course, that's a suit by the airpiece to NLC and TUC. All right, let me give you, this is the Confluence paper, and if you look here, the People's Trust, okay, Koki Guba 2023, Alhaji Mutala, Honorable Abenemi of SDP, Dino, although the 7 others make INEC list. Kogi election, of course, the by-election is going to be a very tough one. Look at the faces of most of those who are contesting for the election. This is Honorable Idoko here, Barrister Okeme, then Dino Melai, Senator Dino Melai, then Alhaji Mutak Ajala, and then Honorable Mubarak, then Honorable Ododo. That is the choice of the current governor, of course, the choice of APC government. I think we're going to stop here today. These are some of the top things happening, majorly the meeting that was held between the Labour, NLC and TUC, and then we've seen the outcome of that. This is 7 Vendor, and I am Austin Beatrice Sinam. Don't forget, watch our programs and subscribe, all right, so that we can bring you further all of these that we have in here. God bless Nigeria. Thanks for today.